your mama's favorite podcast and the number one unknown podcast in the world. Before we offend you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Freddie, what's going on, man?
Not much, baby. Not much. That's got a ring to it. It gets me going every single time. And I realized, like, bro, when you got a good intro and you got good energy around, it's the same thing with my daily drive-bys. I'm in the car solo, and I just feel myself. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be here because you fucking did it. 50 miles.
Yeah, man.
50 miles. Most people, including myself, don't know what the hell's wrong with you mentally, but we're here for you on the mental and physical side, and we're going to continue to motivate you and push you.
I feel good, dude.
That's good.
I feel good.
That is a positive.
Legs are definitely sore. Tightness in the traps and like through the back. But like other than that, like I feel pretty good.
Yeah, you made it look easy outside of your garage getting
dude, it almost took me out,
malfunctioning.
honestly. Like
Yeah.
I was ready to call it quits. I was like, this is it. This is my sign. I can quit. I didn't quit.
No. You quit this early in the year. It's just destined for failure the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But most people, what are we? 8.
About 5 weeks in.
About 5 weeks in. Most people have already quit every single thing that they said that they were going to do this year. And
Strong, dude.
regardless if you wanted to quit or not, I would not have let you quit. I could see the demeanor and shift change in your like charisma that you were exuding the entire time. And I was like, nope, this ain't fucking happening. So
I've had a few people text like, dude, how was the 50? I was like, honestly, like, up to like mile 35, I was smooth. And then they're like, dude, that's you have a problem if you're smooth through 35. But I genuinely feel like everything was fine. Like energy was good. Like I was talking on the run still. Like I was definitely slowing down, but like it was a comfortable, casual pace in that damn garage, dude.
yeah, I mean, it honestly blows my mind to see how seamless you've done 50 miles. I've watched you do 69 before. So I'm okay. That's like pause. Okay.
Yeah, you watched me 69 before.
So I'm really curious to see what this 100's going to do to you. And truthfully, I hope that there's a point in time where it just beats the fuck out of you.
I think it's going to.
And then I just watch you persevere, punch through it, whether you're the Kool-Aid man, the Hulk, fucking Superman, and you just come out the other side and it's like, damn, he was on the verge of quitting. Because again, 69 miles, you may look easy. 50 miles, you may look easy. And it's interesting.
I think it's going to be different. So first of all, like you would think mentally like this sort of hyped me up. Like, I'm good. But in my head, I'm like, I have to do that twice. And like, I've kind of been in that zone for the last 2 days now since I haven't. I'm like, fuck, dude, I got to do that twice. But also I think it's going to be a different energy. I'm going to have to flip a different switch than I've had to before.
Mm-hmm.
The 12, we were just out there, like me, Tone, basically the only ones running it the whole time. And even Tone, like he had a goal of mileage. It wasn't like, just keep going. He was like, I'm going to break it up. So I hit this. It was more of a training run for him. And then this one was like, just go. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, you're just finishing. The race, there's going to be other people there. And so I know I'm going to either, to my detriment, be wanting to compete. So it's either going to pull me back or it's going to propel me forward. I don't know which way it's going to go yet.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like a lot of people have goals going into those things, but dude, you have no idea what's going to happen on race day when you wake up, when you go for the first mile, the 5th mile,
I got
the
an
50th.
ABC goal already.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, dude, you could have fucking world champs there and they could underperform and you could do better than you think you're going to do against like I guess what I'm saying is the bar is literally the same for everybody. There's some people in training where it goes flawless. They get there, they fucking bonk. There's some people that their training is not as disciplined, not as structured as they want. They get there, they do great. And so really the pendulum can spin or teeter any single way during this race. But it's just like leading up to it, doing these 50 milers, doing these 80-mile weeks, like whatever you have, it's just remaining positive in however that training block goes. So that way you can just stay focused on the main picture of just showing up on race day and then giving it all you got. Like,
yeah,
it's, I think about it like when I was doing the Ironman and stuff like that. And I really did a lot mentally to just kind of zone in when I was doing trainings, when I was going through these things. Is there anything from like a mental standpoint or even like let me focus on these that aren't the runs, that aren't the lifts? Like, is there anything like that to try and keep you on track and not divert you from anything?
Like, I wish I had a good answer to give you. I was be like, yeah, dude, 100% this was keeping locked in, but really, no. I feel like 75 hard, I've just been more disciplined in life. So I guess you could say that, but like, there's no like one thing I'm like, this is 100% what's keeping me in it right now. But other than that, like, this is hands down, without a doubt, the most disciplined I've been in a training block. You've seen me in a lot of training blocks, and like, it's not even the fact that it's more mileage, because I think like that could actually let me be more lax, because I could eat whatever I want and really not hurt. As long as I'm showing up for the mileage, I could have drank during this and probably not been as bad, because the weekly mileage is just so much more. Like this week, crazy as it sounds, I just ran a 50. It's probably one of my lower weeks. And it's probably going to be one of my lower ones for the next few, because I only did 20 ahead of the 50, because I was like, okay, just do a couple small ones, save your legs. And now next week, tomorrow, I'm probably ripping 10 to 12. So I got to see how I'm feeling in the morning. But like mentally, I'm like, you got to hit double digits, because I'm about to build up to like 90 to 100 mile weeks over the next couple weeks. And I had told myself I was only going to do a 15 mile longer this week, but I guess if I'm starting at 10 to 12, we'll see how I feel on Saturday, because it might go longer.
Yeah. Are you building out your own training block, or do you have somebody, or how are you?
I did it myself this time. If you know me, then you know I love a good beer, but I also like waking up early to train. That's where Athletic Brewing Company comes into play. Athletic makes award-winning non-alcoholic craft beer that tastes like the real thing, because it is the real thing, just without the alcohol. These are for people who train hard, who chase goals, who live active, but still appreciate cracking open something cold at the end of the day. And here's what we love most. Choosing Athletic isn't about removing something. It's about keeping everything that matters. Flavor, ritual, social moments, and still being able to perform tomorrow. So if you want a beer that fits your lifestyle instead of fighting against it, hit up Athletic Brewing Co. and use code Dylan20 for 20% off your first order. Back to the show.
Quick pause to shout out one of the brands we've been repping lately, Optic Nerve. If you spend time running, grinding outside, or just living life in motion, these are the kind of shades that work. Optic Nerve has been around for over 4 decades, building sunglasses that blend real performance and clean style. The polarized lenses deliver 100% UV protection, cut glare, and keep your vision sharp, whether you're hitting a morning run, midday errands, or winding down after. We use this because for us, it's not just about looking good. It's about practicality and comfort. So if you're tired of cheap shades that don't hold up, hit up Optic Nerve. Go to opticnerve.com and grab you a pair today. Use code DTI at checkout and you'll get 20% off. Back to the show. What did you use to like structure it, or how'd you go into it knowing like what you know? How is this different from training somebody from like a marathon or a half marathon?
I train, if it's not going like through our app, I do everybody's pretty much the same way, because it's the way I do mine, so it's just easiest. I pull up like literally a calendar through like Apple's whatever it is, like whatever their sheets or whatever the hell they use. I don't even think it's sheets, and I literally put the mileage on there so I can put my lifts in there too. So I do like that, and I literally just looked at, okay, how many weeks do I have? All right, so here's where, and I literally just build it out like this is the peak, which I really didn't even pick a peak. I just knew like in this 3-week block you got to hit a 50, and so I threw that in there, and now it's kind of like shifting my training. But I'll be like, this is the peak. Here's where we need to taper, work everything else off that. So then it's like just consistently like hit a mile count. And so like a lot of them are the same. Like Wednesdays are typically off. And then every other week it's like either like moving forward, I'll probably do Saturday, Sunday back-to-backs more often. But it's either like one long run on Saturday, take Sunday off. So like let's say I had like a marathon. I had a marathon for one. So it's like run 26. Sunday I'll have off. But if I'm not doing it like that, the mileage drops a little bit. So it'd be like 18 and then 12. So, and that's just to pretty much simulate like, okay, your legs are more tired on Sunday because you just did what is a long run for most people.
Yeah.
But you still have more miles to go hit. And then I just literally plug in like other runs along the way of like, what do I need to hit? And it changes like with travel or like other things that come up. But I always know like, here's my mile target. how do I work to that in the week?
Yeah, that's dope. It's it's wild because, like you said, you're like, yeah, I got like 12 and 18, like so fucking casually, when most people probably never even run that amount in their lifetime. Like,
I mean, even
at
50,
one.
even
Yeah.
50, like it's a ton of miles. It felt like a ton of miles, but in comparison, it's kind of just like, this is my training run.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's behind me.
But now the weeks, mileage-wise, altogether will get longer here for the next couple.
They're
Probably.
at least going to bounce back to it. Because I've hit like an 80 already. I'd like to break 90.
Damn. Keep them legs moving, boy. Soon I'm going to start calling you Forrest fucking Gump.
I know, dude. I'm trying to like think like, because we kept saying 7 weeks. It's 6 weeks.
Oh, is it really?
It's 6 weeks from yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks from yesterday.
Damn.
So it's actually 6 weeks out. So like if this one's low, I need like 1, 2, 3 heavy, then probably one more. Well, no, I can hit 4 heavy. I think 1, 2, 3. I can fit 4 heavy, like 4 big weeks. So we'll back it out right now. Actually, let's try to go 80, 90, 180 over those 4 is going to be what's in my head as I want to do.
All right.
And then we'll drop the last one, which is still going to be like a 60-mile week probably.
Yeah.
Well, maybe less because it's leading into the 100. So I don't want to do too much.
Makes sense. Got to keep them legs strong.
That fucking 80, though, is the week that I'm going Monday to maybe Saturday for work. The first 80, that's going to be tough.
You're going to figure it out?
I'm not going to have a choice.
You might have to get some treadmill miles in.
I'm going to have... that's where I need to get better about because I've been doing like... With 2 workouts for 75 hard, I could easily do 2 runs. Mm-hmm. And that's what really matters on those days. As long as I hit my long runs is 1, I could do like 6 and 6 and hit a 12.
Yeah.
But I never think to do that. I just go rip 12, and then I still have another 45-minute workout later on.
Yeah. Make more work for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically.
Well, yeah, I am. But I'm also trying to maintain lifting. So, like, it's kind of been good, but also relax, dude.
Yeah, if you guys have any thoughts around doing any sort of physical activity, fucking reach out to Dylan. He clearly knows what he's doing when it's in this space, and there's a reason that he's doing it. Sometimes I wish that I could probe him a little bit harder to get into that thick fucking skull of his to see what actually makes him run this amount of distance.
I don't think there's an answer, dude.
I know that, and he always says that, but to me and everybody else on the outside, it's like there's something. Like, what is it?
I'm just broken.
But I say that because the way that I view running is it is an outlet to relieve stress. It's an outlet to kind of clear my mind. It's an outlet to soak in God's medicine, go out there, breathe in the fresh air, soak in the sun. But then there's the element of it where like it's the hard aspect and it's not easy. It never gets easier for me. I enjoy it a little bit more because I get better at it. But if you have any thoughts or questions, like truly reach out to us so that way you can see like why we focus on these races or why we do them and the journey, even though we've talked about it a lot, that has gotten us to this point. Because one of our 4 pillars is fitness and being in shape and feeling good physically, liking the person that you're looking at in the mirror goes a long way for your mental health, and it lets you propel forward in different areas. And so I know that it can seem monotonous when we talk about these like training events and stuff like that, but there's a lot of purpose and meaning and why behind those of just like bettering yourself on a daily basis because you're going through those challenges and you're going through things that you have to check off, even if you don't freaking want to sometimes. And that's where subconsciously you then just start checking off other areas of your life. And granted, super disciplined right now with 75 hard and stuff like that. But there was one point, maybe 2, maybe 3, where you're like, I'm doing 75 hard and then it's quit. Or you go through a training block and we still see a different lifestyle than you're living right now. And so that is one last question that I have is, do you think that it's easier being as disciplined and doing what you're doing now? Or is there really not a change from when you were like drinking and doing the 69 miles?
I think it's easier just because I'm in it. Like I don't have a choice, but I'm not. For the record, I've never started 75 hard and not finished it. I only did it one other time. I had planned on doing live hard, which is the full year. But even that was a game time decision. And this was the only time that I didn't do it. That was the one is a 30-day block, which would have been the next phase of 75 hard.
I thought you failed 75 hard one time on like day 3.
This was live hard, and it's when you came to visit in Colorado.
No.
It was a 30-day thing.
This was when Justin lived here. Didn't you attempt to do it, or was it DTI 50?
DTI 50.
Okay.
But even that, I knew I was going to be lenient.
Yeah.
It's when I gave myself an X amount of days. And so I knew I was going to be lenient. I was just going to post because I wanted to promote us. But 75 hard itself, I didn't. But I guess you want to probe, you want an answer. The only answer I can give you, if I have to boil it down, goes into the topic that I want to touch on anyway, so it's kind of good.
Okay.
Was it, I think the only thing I can say about why I run or why I do the dumb things that I do is just to get uncomfortable. And I, not just for the sake of being uncomfortable, because I know that there's growth on the other side of it. Because like at some point it's like, okay, how many marathons am I going to do? And like, yes, I'm trying to go sub 3, but like the training itself isn't uncomfortable anymore. Like I've done it enough to where it's not. And I talked about this on Instagram the other day. And honestly,
that's
dude,
a topic I want to talk about.
What?
Instagram. Keep going though.
Okay. Honestly, much better reaction to these videos than I thought I was going to have. I can't even say I don't like talking to the camera because it's not even that. Because I do it for vlogs. I do it here.
Yeah.
But there's something about just holding your phone, dude, and talking into it that just feels like, who the fuck are you to think that like people want to look at your fucking face and hear what you have to say? And so I made one the other day that in a way was targeted to myself and also targeted to you in a sense, but anyone who is on this level of discipline and consistency, that like me and you preach uncomfortability all the time, discomfort, getting out of our comfort zone. But how much do we actually step out of our comfort zone anymore? Getting up early isn't uncomfortable anymore. It's routine. Working out X amount of times a week is routine. Eating healthy is routine. Like it's all these habits that have just become consistent. So like, how much of our life is actually uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yes, it's uncomfortable to like the average person, but we've gotten to a point where it's just what we do. It's ritual, it's routine. And like, so at what point am I just being a hypocrite by saying get uncomfortable when I won't do it myself? So that's what this has been for me. This whole talking to the camera thing is super uncomfortable still.
Yep.
But it's already getting more comfortable. I'm only a weekend. So like at some point, you got to do other things if you actually want to be living out the discomfort side of things. Because you can still be disciplined and routine and not grow.
Say that again one more time.
You can be disciplined, consistent, routine, strict on whatever, but unless you're pushing your limits and stretching yourself, you're not going to grow.
Dude, that's deep, and that is so freaking true. Damn, bro, that makes me just want to say that I'm going to go fucking skydiving off the Empire State Building or something. Like,
okay, maybe not that.
That would be pretty cool. Skydiving was something that got me uncomfortable. That's why I bring that up in this sense, because like it doesn't have to be a physical race. It doesn't have to be anything. Like, bro, it can be signing up for like a volunteer event because you want to give back to your community more. It can be going and like serving at a food bank in your city. It could be volunteering for a race instead of signing up for a race. Like there's just so many things that we can do that can get us uncomfortable to grow and see things from a different side. Because it's even like when I look at what other people are doing and like I get inspired by them and stuff like that, like it sparks something within me because I see them going after something. And so like you said, like the reason it sparks something is because I see that they're doing something new or uncomfortable. It's the same thing when I saw you start posting these Instagram videos. I was like, oh my God, let's go. And like, it's funny because I hear you talk so much. Like we hang out a lot. I hear you on the podcast. I watch your vlogs, and every single time you have this voice, and it is consistent among all those little things because you're comfortable. But I can like hear in your face videos that you've been doing the little like changes in your tone or like the little uncomfortability. Like I feel that just because I know you so well.
There's also no cuts. Like that's the main part, is I'm not letting myself, it's one take. If I fuck it up, I fuck it up.
That's what I do at the
I'm
daily
not cutting
drive-bys.
it. I'm not editing it. That's how I do with my vlogs too. But it's easier because like for a vlog, I'm not using, sometimes I'll film 10 minutes of talking. I don't need all this. It got repetitive. I'll only use 4 of it. And so then I'll cut it. And then it comes in and I'm already comfortable. I'm already talking. And it's bro, sitting in front of this is different than sitting in front of this, bro. And you would think that this is easier. Like this is like just FaceTiming the homies and talking to them. It's not the same, dude. And it always feels like I know that I'm not, and a lot of times I'm saying it because I need to hear it. But I know that to someone else, they're probably like, why is he talking shit about me right now? And I understand that. And I guess if the shoe fits, wear it. But I know that it feels targeted, even though it's not.
Yeah. Well, again, because like we talk about the things that we see in our lives from our perspective, but then we take like everything else that's going on in the world, whether it's like literally world things that are going on in our family or friends' lives, like all of those things, they hit us in a certain way. And it's like, if we've been through something similar, or if we see what it's like on the other side, or if we want a message to be heard for people that are going through X, Y, and Z, then now our message and the way that we think can be portrayed. It goes back to social media where everybody thinks they need to have this new idea in order to start posting. It's like, bro, there's not much fucking new content.
There's no unique human experience.
Yeah.
Someone has already been through it and probably been through it worse.
Yep. And so if you can take their message because it resonated with you, but then you think that you can say it a little bit different to resonate with your audience or somebody new, then say it. Like, let your voice be heard. Let these things be heard. And so when I saw you post these Instagram stories or reels for the first time, I was like, oh, let's go. Because like even when we were at the Spartan race and the one guy was like, what's DTI? And he's giving us crap about DTI.
I hate being put on the spot, though.
And so I was like, go ahead, Dylan. And like you have that same little like shudder in your like voice. Like
it's hesitancy.
Yeah. And so it's cool to see it. But what I was going to tell you and what I was going to text you, and this is what I was looking for on my phone.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
And
you said you typed out a text and you didn't share it.
Yeah. And so I want to see if it's under. Yep. Here it is. So Dylan started posting these on his Instagram reel, and I got super amped about it because I do the daily drive-bys. I think they're a great way for people to just hear my voice instead of hearing it on the podcast. So that way, like, thoughts can be articulated differently. It was super uncomfortable for me at first, but then I was like, oh, this is easy. I love it. Like, I'm just in the car all the time.
It's not a conversation. It's more just a rant.
Yeah.
Like, there's no interruptions. We're not like, oh, it's bounce ideas. It's like, I got something to say, and you're all going to listen.
Yep. And so then I started to post social media content, and I was uncomfortable with that because I don't like it. Like, I don't like showcasing I like showcasing my life on my Instagram stories, but like to put together a TikTok and stuff, like it just doesn't spark me. So that's why I was always posting, not posting, posting, not posting, posting, not posting. And then I was like, Dylan, I found a new way for like me to integrate myself more to blow up the things that we're already doing. And I'm learning how to edit the clips for the podcast. Dude, they are doing fantastic. Like 1,000 times better, literally, than what our last ones were doing. And we are 2.5 weeks in from doing this, already seeing growth, already seeing traction. And I have that passion. I have that fire. And I'm like, this is how I can be more for DTI. This is how I can do more for DTI instead of me going through this roller coaster of up, down, posting on social media. And so when people see the content that I post, it's a lot of this dialogue. It's not much of like, watch me do all these different things. It's like, no, it's my dialogue, the thoughts in my head, and how I think I can impact the world through the voice that I have. And so I touch on a lot of different topics that, like you said, some people are like, is he talking about me? Is he not? Hey, I heard you bring this up on the thing. Were you talking about me? I was like, no, but if the shoe fits. But again, we're pulling different things to talk about on a weekly basis.
People ask you that?
I have, yeah.
Same.
Yeah. And so we're talking about all these different things on a weekly basis because of what we see going on in our lives. So that's who I am on social media, is like more of like a voice than like a presence of how my weeks look in videos and shit like that.
Mine's probably the complete opposite of that.
Exactly. So this is what I'm getting to. So yours is the complete opposite of that, where people see your fucking runs. They know you're a runner. They know you work out. They see your lifestyle. You show it in the vlogs. You talk about it in the vlogs. You talk about it on here. You post on social media all the time about just completed this run, just did this, and it's great. But then I saw you post this, and I was like, dude, he's getting a lot of fucking love on this. And I typed out this message, and I still don't think it's dialed 100%. And when I originally typed it, I was like, damn, is he going to take this the wrong way? So then I reworded it, and I was
let's put it on the podcast to see if he does.
So then I reformatted it, and then I was like, all right, this flows, this looks good. And then I was like, no, I need to talk about this on the podcast because I want this to fucking hit, but I still don't think that it's dialed in 100%. But after I saw that, and after I saw the engagement you got, I was going to text you and I was going to say, people like vulnerability, man. hold on, let me make sure this is the right one. People like vulnerability.
How many drafts you got?
And now you're going from someone who a lot of people can't relate to running, but those same people who can't relate to you get inspired through your running. Okay? So a lot of people can't relate to the 50, the 100 milers, but they get inspiration. They're like, you know what? I'm going to lace up my shoes and I'm going to go walk because I see him being consistent in this. And I was like, now those same people who can't relate to you from a running standpoint now can because of the vulnerability. So it brings it all full circle, and that's what creates a following. And so to me, I was sitting in bed and I was like, dude, he's getting so much love because there's so many people out there right now. People say it to me all the time. What's wrong with Dylan? How does he run this much? Why does he run this much? What is he doing this for? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's his lifestyle. Like, he likes doing it. It's this. And they're like, I would never do that.
Sometimes.
I would never do that. Yeah, but like, you're consistently running, which most people don't do. And so then I saw the love that you got on that. And I was like, dude, this is what's bringing it full circle. Because even though people see Dylan's personality through what he posts currently, a lot of it is not relatable in the sense of like, I can do this too, because a lot of people don't want to. So now when you bring in this other side and you start talking and you start opening up a little bit more, not in the sense that like you don't open up now, but you open up in a different way for these people to see it from both angles. And now those same people on both sides are like, oh, this is the guy I'm following and this is why I'm following him. Because he doesn't expect me to go out and be like him. He doesn't expect me to live this certain life, but he uses his platform and his lifestyle to try and make me do this, to help me do this, to make me think differently here. And I was like, that's how you create a following, when you can bridge that gap between people who get inspired but can't relate, and then those people can start relating and they're inspired to make them go off and live a dream life like we always preach about living a healthier, happier lifestyle through the actions and the foundation that we build on a daily basis.
I think a big part of it comes down to like where I was putting it out too. Because I'm always vulnerable, like in my vlogs or even here. But for somebody to tune in without like having as much buy-in is a lot harder. Nobody wants to, unless like you are actually like bought into us and what the mission means already. You're not just going to go listen to a full 40-minute podcast. If you really don't give a shit about running, you're not going to go watch me for 15 minutes running and then talking about it and eating. Like, there is nuggets in all of the stuff that we do. It's just how do people consume it. And so I think that 45 to 90 seconds is super easy to consume.
If you care about putting in work, whether it is crushing workouts, staying sharp during long days, or just doing right by your body, First Form gets it. First Form isn't about the hype. They build on quality, stand by service, and measure everything by real-world results. Their lineup covers it all. Top-tier protein powders, clean pre-workouts, vitamins, green support, and energy drinks. Even apparel for lifestyle. My go-to, their flagship protein and their clean energy drink. Perfect for after a tough session or to get dialed in for a long day. The energy drink drops 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green tea, has 0 sugar, electrolytes, and nootropics for focus. All without the crash of traditional energy drinks. So if you're done settling for mediocre supplements, if you want stuff that's built on intention, integrity, and performance in mind, check out First Form. Head over to firstform.com/DTI to browse their full stack and see what fits your goals. All right, let's get back to the show.
If you care about staying sharp, energized, and ready to perform, Ketone IQ might be for you. Ketone IQ delivers clean, stable energy without a crash. Unlike caffeine-heavy picks, Ketone IQ uses exogenous ketones that raise your levels, giving your body and brain a different kind of fuel. What that means for you is sharper focus on early morning runs, better mental clarity when you're working or grinding through long days, and sustained energy without the jitters or sugar crash. If you want to try it out, head over to KetoneIQ.com and use code Dylan30 at checkout. You'll get 30% off your order. Back to the show. And when I don't show up that way, typically people are like, what is he doing? And so I think that that's one arm of it. But I also think logically, all the things that you're saying, I already knew. I know that being vulnerable and authentic to who you are is how you build a following. It was just showing up that way didn't feel authentic to me for a while. Like, I didn't feel like this is who I am or who I want to be. And it's weird because for a long time, I didn't even want to post, period. Like, even like the running content I post now is a lot easier. And I think that a big part of it is I didn't want to edit it. I like the fact that I just saw how long it takes you to edit a clip. Fucking, I don't want to do that. I was like, this dude really puts in this much work a day on these clips. Would have never known that if I didn't see you doing it during the 50. Because mine, the longest a reel takes me 30 minutes. And that, I'm like, dude, I just want to post this already, man. Like, I have to have a real idea before I even go in to want to do that. But I know that the vulnerability is what creates the actual following. It humanizes me. It's just not always easy to do. But I think that that's the reason that I need to do it. And that's the reason it does get connection.
Yeah. And too, like, look at it from like a vulnerability perspective, but also just a personality perspective. Because, dude, I can't wait till I go back on Instagram and one day your fucking face pops up and you're talking shit or you say funny ass stuff like you say all the time on just whatever the hell subject it is. Because again, like, we can't always be vulnerable. Like, we can't portray an image of what we really aren't like. Like, we're not always.
There's days, bro. Like, already, I've been like, what am I going to talk about today, man?
Yeah. And so I'm going to see you one day and you're going to be like, I don't know what to fucking say. All I know is you're a fucking lazy piece of shit. Get off your ass. Like, whatever it is. Because again, like, vulnerability gets you so far. And when it comes natural, it comes natural. But we're not all vulnerable every single day. And we don't want to be. Like, that's not it. But again, letting your voice be heard, whether it's in funny moments, it's in vulnerable moments, it's in emotional moments. Dude, there's daily drive-bys I have where, like, I shed tears in them over the last 98 that I've done. Yeah. And, like, did I think that I was going to go on there and shed a tear? No.
Yeah, you start up the camera like, time to cry.
Yeah. There's one I have. I've only never posted one. And it was around my dad's anniversary. And I'm going to look back on that one day and be happy I am where I am. But, like, it was a very bad day, just, like, emotionally and stuff. And I'm not ready to be that vulnerable on the internet. So I didn't post that one. Yeah, I still have it. I've never looked back at it. I've never rewatched it, and I filmed it when we lived in the Avalon in South End, and yeah, it's been almost 2 years ago. But so that's what I'm saying is, like, it's just a different perspective, so that way that it kind of brings Dylan, who he is, full circle, and it, like, really excites me because I did not expect there to be that many comments and likes already because you had just posted it shortly after, and so it's really cool, man. And I want you to keep.
And it was a different group of people than I normally get engagement from. Because that's only, like, the little bit that, like, publicly says stuff. The amount of stuff I've gotten privately is even more, dude. Like, I've gotten a lot of reactions. And it's weird because I didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's, dude, when was your marathon?
October.
I said it then, and I am happy that I can continue to say it today. But ever since that marathon, there's been something different about you in a very good way when it comes to what you're posting on social media. There's just something that attracts you to it. It ties you to it. It feels like meaning and purpose behind it. And so I'm happy that you're seeing that. I'm happy to see that you're extending yourself into different areas, because one thing you told me this year is that you want to create more than you can consume. I think you're doing that. But I also know that when you quit Longhorn, you said that that was going to give you time to write more. That was going to give you time to, like, create more. And so I don't think that you've fully, like, since then to now I know it's upticking, but I don't think in that period from when you quit up until around this point that you fully dove into that to utilize that time that you were spending at Longhorn. So that would be one area that I say that I will challenge you in. And I know you're working on your book now and stuff. So again, I think that gap where you didn't do that is now happening, but just, like, keep it fucking going, dude, because the traction is building, it's growing, you can see it. And I don't want you to, like, get to a point where it's Dylan's not posting at all on social media again. So I'm just keeping mental tabs of this stuff because, again, like, it's exciting to watch it. It's resonating with people. So just keep doubling and tripling down, but also figure out ways, how can I do this better? How can I do that better? Just like we talk about, like, DTI and all that stuff, like, we need to challenge each other in our lives, like, personally outside of this, of how do we invest more? How do we do things different? How do we get the biggest returns because we're putting in the effort? And so that's one thing that I think we can challenge each other on. And if you're listening, challenge your group of people around where it's like, hey, you're doing great, but how are you improving? Are you going through the motions? Are you actually putting intent behind stuff? Are you putting meaning, purpose? Are you figuring out what you can do better and can't do better, what you can eliminate and what you can add in? And so take this message that I'm talking about right now, not just for like Dylan and I bullshitting back and forth, but like for you and your group. There's so many groups out there where somebody just needs to take charge to be that better light, to be that positive influence, to be that, hey, let's go out in the norm and do this. And I think it's just going to, again, keep growing, and you'll see that level and that climb of the upward movement that you want.
This is easily the most consistent I've ever been on social media. I don't think I've missed more than a day in like 3 months. And I'll say that I think that I'm in the beginning of not missing a day.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally just becoming videos of like me running with text over it. Like me holding the phone next to me and putting like a quote or like something on it. And that was like just me getting into consistency. And then I feel like I've slowly evolved and like started to find like a different lane of like what I want to do. And I think that has been the key. It's like I'm actually finding like my voice and who I want to be online. Actually, I can't say who I want to be online because I think it's just now it's more resonating with who I actually am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I like just found whatever vehicle that is to like express who I actually am online. But I do want to get more to the point where I can get on there and kind of just fuck around.
Yeah.
Because like I know that like there's a place for that. Like there's a lot of the shit that we send each other back and forth in the DMs, like that it exists. And I actually think we talked about this off air before. It's better to get the shares than it is the likes.
Yeah.
Like you want more people to be sharing your stuff. And I've had a couple of them that are that way. Mm-hmm. When I made the joke about like there's people clothes for bigger people just like you.
Wait, rewind that and tell that so that way we can clip this. So
the reel that I have?
Yeah. Say it in a way so that way we can clip it after the
pod. I think that like there is a way to be true to you on social media that is more of a fuck around type of thing. And I've realized this through specifically this one that I posted, just pulled it up, where it says, actually, this isn't the right one. Oh, here it is. If you don't want to work out today, it's okay to take a rest day. They make bigger clothes for people just like you. I was very hesitant to post this one, and it currently has 9,696 shares and 207,000 views, but only 3,800 likes. And I say only, I know that that's a good amount, but the fact that it's a third of the shares are what we actually want, man.
Yeah.
And so when you can say little stuff that might be offensive, it's what people are going to take and run with. And I did it last week on this podcast, and it's been out for a few days now, and we haven't got any hate on it, dude. I was waiting for it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, just wait till I clip it.
Oh, I've been waiting. And I told Mandy about it as soon as I got home. I was like, I made a joke today that I don't know if I should have made on the podcast. We're talking about robots doing yard work and laundry, and I said, isn't that what Mexicans are for? And I was like, but like everybody was thinking it. She said, I never would have thought that. I was like, okay, just me then.
Andy doubled down 2 weeks in a row.
I was like, there's no way I'm the only person who thought that. Would that have ever crossed your mind?
No, dude. I'd never think like that.
But honestly, but she was like, one day, you guys are going to be big and like you're going to be up for an award or something. And people are going to pull that clip. I said, relax. I actually think that like being open with it now is probably better. Because I would rather be like, yeah, I said that. I was just fucking around. Than be like, I would never do that in my... Like, have to put on this fucking mask that I'm not going to say dumb things. Like, if I had to censor myself all the time, dude, I couldn't have a podcast. I couldn't.
That's right. And the world's not as soft as it once was. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's not even bad,
funny
dude.
Shit is funny shit. And
you
it was
know what
funny
else I could have
shit.
said? I just start bleeping things out.
Dude, if we have to worry about award shows and stuff, let's talk about award shows right now. Did you see how :🡪?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
When he was reading that
I'm not
name.
going to repeat it.
Did you see? He was like, looks at it. I'm like,
yeah. So you want to talk about people who say maybe not politically correct things or whatever? That was one where it's like, :🡪, time and place. That's probably not the time or the place.
I was in church the other night, and they had this huge cross, bro, suspended above the stage. It was lighting up. And we were like, somebody's like, oh, did you see that? This is a church I don't usually go to. It was like just like this special event they had. And like, you see the crossplay? I was like, oh, I actually didn't see that. And the guy in front of us is like, I'm a worship leader here. That has to be new. I've never seen that. And so like, as it's happening, like this thing's just like lighting up different colors. And like, it looks cool on the screens. But the dude a couple down these, I said, yo, you see that 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 skit?
I was just going to bring that up.
Where he's at a mega church. I'm like, you're not wrong, dude. That's exactly what that feels like.
Bro, so you go to church. I watch church online almost every Monday. I've been pretty consistent with it. You go into church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a twofold question. Because I saw that 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 skit and I was fucking dying. And
Same.
because there's a part of me where some of these churches I don't feel are coming from a good intent or place. With the messaging, yes, but with the profits and money,
it's debatable on both ends. Like there's no way to get like an entire group of people. I've just read this in a book too. I can't remember what it was exactly, but like no matter. Oh, it's actually Man's Search for Meaning.
Okay.
Didn't know it was a Holocaust book, by the way. It's a guy who like survived the Holocaust. He was in Auschwitz, all this. But he's talking about like during my time, like you can't find a group that's either all good or all bad. He's like, even like the guards in the concentration camps, he's like, you're gonna find the occasional good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, just like there's shitty people who were in there as prisoners with us. And so it's the same way. It's like you can't expect every single church to like have the same values. Like, yes, you would like to think so because of what it is.
Yeah.
But like there's going to be people who try to cheat every system, who try to use it to their advantage. And so I totally get what you're saying, and I agree. Have you ever seen Righteous Gemstones?
Hold on, before we go there, 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 goes, oh, yeah. He goes, she was having trouble getting pregnant, so you get pregnant by the word of God. You get pregnant by the word of God. Bro, I cannot wait.
This show is the same thing, bro. It's just about a family. They run a mega church. And like the first one is this guy getting blackmailed because they went on like a church retreat. He's like the main pastor's son. He's a pastor there as well. And it's like all his little crew who like they're all active in the church, and they go on like a men's retreat, and they're bringing back hookers and doing blow off the table, and they have it on camera, and somebody got a hold of it and he's blackmailing him. And then it just unfolds into this whole show that is a shit show. And I battle with, am I wrong for watching this? Am I wrong for laughing at it? But like, you have to laugh at shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and that is why I think we already have robots living in our homes.
Dude, I was, and the backlash that he got was insane. But I think what was even funnier is some of those, are they pastors at that type of church? Is that what they?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on like what religion they're, but I feel like most of the big ones are like non-denominational, and they're just a pastor or whatever they call themselves.
Yeah, some of the pastors like fought back, and like I just see, and I might be fucked up for this. I just can't take them serious because it just, dude, based off of the church that I grew up in, and even like the church that like I went with you, they're very different ends of the spectrum. Yeah. And I like your church, and I like going to that style now versus the style back home. But like those churches are like the ones you go to times 100.
Yeah.
And
bro.
so to me, I'm like, this is just so theatrical and just so like what is the word I want to use? Like I almost want to say unprofessional to have church in that manner. Like it just doesn't register with me. And again, it's because I didn't grow up for it. So when I went to church in Texas with my buddy Gene, he took me to a style church that's kind of like yours, but a little bit more like music and like that type of stuff. And that I was like, bro, they was getting it in there. I'm like, this can't be church. It just made no sense. But again, like I liked that more upbeat stuff. But when I see the churches that 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 was mimicking, it's like, dude, he was fucking spot on with how they're portrayed. I feel like I'm not the only one that thinks this way. And I was dying laughing.
The biggest of the big, they get put on TV, and then like, so they feel like, oh, I've got to keep amping it up. And at some point it's like, what are we actually doing here? Are we here for the right reason, or are we just trying to see how many more views can we get? How many more people can we get in this thing?
Yeah.
And it becomes this machine that you can't control.
He said, I'm wearing Louboutin right now because I'm walking in the blood of Christ, the blood of Jesus.
I was like, oh my God, dude. It was funny. I enjoyed it. And it's funny because there is truth in it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. If it wasn't true, it wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
He's pulling it
Bang,
from
bang.
somewhere.
Bang, bang. And we'll end it on that because that's all we got for you guys today. 43 minutes in, which is going to be one of our longer ones this season. But I hope you took something away from it. Be the person that you want to be. Don't let others influence you, but let them push you in the right direction.
No, let me influence you.
Yeah, don't do that. Hang out with him outside of this and you'll be like, what the fuck?
Oh, so now you don't want my authenticity.
No, I do. But yeah, go out there and be that better person for your friend group, for your family group, for your work group, like whatever group it is. Be that person that pushes the norm.
For your mega church.
For your mega church that pushes the norm to get people to do things differently. That's going to help them overall, both in their mental and physical health, but overall lifestyle. So that way they keep continuing to rise and be better each and every day. And just like Drewski, nah, I'm not going to say that. Have a good one. That's all I got for y'all. Have the desire to inspire. It's on.
Peace.